Hey coin fans, welcome back to Historical Coin Review, the place where history and money meet. If you're into rare coins, old currency, and hidden treasure stories, you're in the right spot. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of Pakistan's numismatic past, the 1961 Pakistan 1 Paisa coin, a small coin with a big value. Upgraded in 2026. This tiny piece can be worth up to $882 and 40 cents. So let's unpack the story behind it, why it's valuable, and what to watch for when evaluating one yourself. Let's rewind to the early 1960s. Pakistan had only been an independent country for 14 years. During that time, the government introduced several coins, including smaller denominations like the Paisa. On screen, B-roll of old Pakistan photo streets, marketplaces, people using coins. Key points to cover. Pakistan adopted decimal coinage in 1961. 1 paisa equals 1/100 of a rupee. The 1961 paisa was one of the earliest decimal coins issued by Pakistan. Even though the coin was everyday money back then, most of these coins were used and lost over the decades. That's part of why surviving specimens are rare today. Let's talk about the coin itself, what it looks like, and how to identify a genuine 1961 Pakistan 1 Paisa. Specifications. Country: Pakistan. Year: 1961. Denomination: 1 Paisa. Metal: bronze. Diameter: 20 mm. Weight: 2.7 grams. Design breakdown. 1. Obverse: Urdu inscription reading Pakistan and the national star and crescent. 2. Reverse: the numeral 1 with Paisa beneath, year 1961 at the bottom. Highlight important markers. Correct font style. Sharp relief. Even edge. Notice the fine details in the lettering and the crescent. These are key when matching condition and grading later. Now, let's get to the million-dollar question. Why is this small coin worth nearly $882 and 40 cents? Main value drivers. 1. Scarcity. High attrition rates over decades mean fewer surviving examples today than were originally minted. 2. Condition/grade. Most coins circulated heavily. Uncirculated UNC examples are rare. 3. Collector demand. Pakistan collectors, world coin enthusiasts, and people focusing on decimal-era coins all seek this piece. 4. Historical importance. First decimal coin from a new nation always capture interest. Even though it's small and was everyday money in 1961, collectors now crave well-preserved pieces. If you want $800 plus or more, the coin must be in top condition. So let's dive into grading. Common grades. Poor, P1. Good, G4. Fine, F12. Very fine, VF20, extremely fine, EF40. About uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars. Uncirculated/MS, 60 to 70. Tips when checking grade. Look at surface luster. Check for wear on the star and crescent. Avoid scratches, dents, or cleaning marks. Original tone is better than artificial shine. An uncirculated example is what pushes the price close to $900 or more. Let's talk numbers. Real market data, not guesses. Grade level estimated value, USD. Good, G, $5 to $15. Fine, F, $20 to $40. VF, $50 to $100. EF, $150 to $350. Au dollar 350, dollar 650. UNC/MS, $800 to $1,200 plus. As you can see, condition makes all the difference. Even a small mark can drop value significantly. If you're hunting for one yourself or thinking of selling, here's what to know. Buyer tips. Buy from trusted dealers. Ask for clear images and grading. Avoid overly clean coins. Seller tips. Get your coin graded by PCGS/NGC. Be transparent about condition. Use multiple price platforms to compare. Smart collecting is all about patience, not just passion. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1961 Pakistan 1 Paisa coin. From humble pocket change to a rare collector's gem worth up to 882 US dollars and 40 cents. Let's talk about the next coin, which is from 1961 to 1963. The 1 Paisa, 1961 to 1963. A coin valued at $882.40 in great condition. Produced shortly after Pakistan transitioned from the old currency system into a decimalized format. This 1 Paisa marks a major shift in monetary history. This coin isn't just currency. It's a time capsule representing Pakistan's economic transformation starting in the early 1960s. So what's so special about these dates? Voiceover with images. Pakistan introduced decimal currency in 1961. The smaller denominations included 1 paisa, 2 paisa, 5 paisa. The 1 paisa was minted only for a few short years, making some issues exceptionally rare today. This short minting period is a key reason why certain years of the 1 paisa have such high collector value. Visual details W/zoom. Obverse, crescent, and star, symbolizing progress and light. Reverse, value 1 paisa with wreath design, varies slightly across years. Edge smooth plane, weight and dimension details. Host explains every detail on this coin tells a story, from national identity to early post-independence economic policy. Host VO not all 1 paises are equal. Show comparison images. Slight die differences, minting variations, examples of rare and common versions. Coins with specific die characteristics from 1961 or 1962 issues are tremendously rare, especially in high grade. So how did this coin get a value of $882.40? Let's break it down. Voiceover. Condition matters. Uncirculated coins fetch much higher. Population numbers. Very few have survived in great shape. Collector demand, especially among Pakistani and global collectors. Show real sale data, if available. Certified grade coins from reputable grading services sell for hundreds or thousands. Grading and authenticity tips. Host VO with close-ups. How to check wear and tear. Look for clear details on star, wreath, and date. Weight and metal checking. Avoiding fake coins. Authentication is everything, especially at this value. If you want to invest in coins like this, here are my top tips. Buy from reputable dealers. Get coins graded. Store properly to maintain value. Research auction history. The Pakistan 1 Paisa, 1961 to 1963, coin is more than just metal. It's a piece of history worth cherishing. Whether you collect for fun or investment, coins like this connect us with the past. Let's talk about the next coin, which is from 1964 to 1965. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece from Pakistan, the 1 Paisa coin from 1964 to 1965, a coin that's not only historic, but graded rare enough that some examples have sold for over 890 US dollars. 1 Paisa Pakistan, 1964 to 1965. Approximate value, $890 plus USD. Narration with imagery of Pakistan and historical photos. Let's set the stage. Pakistan gained independence in 1947, and by the 1960s, its coinage system had evolved from British-influenced designs to uniquely Pakistani symbols. The 1 Paisa coin belongs to a transitional era of Pakistan's currency, representing both a shift in design and economic history. It was minted in 1964 and 1965, during the presidency of Ayub Khan, a period marked by rapid modernization and sweeping reforms. Overlay map plus timeline graphic. This was just under 2 decades since independence, and coins like these were everyday money. But today, surviving examples are highly collectible. Let's talk specifics about the 1964 to 1965 1 Paisa coin. Country, Pakistan. Denomination, 1 Paisa. Years minted, 1964 and 1965. Composition, aluminum. Weight, 1.5 grams. Diameter, 18 mm. Edge, smooth. Show coin faces with pointer graphics. Obverse. National emblem of Pakistan, crescent, star, and wreath. Text in Urdu plus English. Reverse. Denomination 1 Paisa in English and Urdu. Wheat stalks, symbolizing agriculture and prosperity. These design cues reflect Pakistan's identity, combining tradition with a message of growth. Now here's where it gets interesting for collectors, the mintage numbers. While exact official mintage figures can be hard to pin down, the 1964 and 1965 1 Paisa coins were struck in relatively low quantities compared to other denominations, especially survivable coins in high grade. Coins this old often got lost, damaged, or melted because aluminum was so light and easy to lose. So finding one in great condition today is rare, which explains why collectors pay premiums. So how does a tiny 1 Paisa coin reach close to $900 in value? Let's break it down. Condition grade, the biggest factor. A coin that scores MS 63, MS 64, or higher on the Sheldon grading scale is exceptionally rare. Demand, Pakistan collectors worldwide seek these coins, especially in uncirculated condition. Scarcity, most surviving coins show wear, so high-grade examples are ultra-limited. Cut to auction screenshots, generic, no copyright. These sales are from major coin auctions where rare specimens have crossed the $800 to $900 mark, and sometimes even higher. Comparison regular, worn examples might be worth $5 to $30 USD, but pristine ones elevate fast. Visual comparison, authentic versus fake. If you're hunting for one, watch out for weight deviations, incorrect font or design proportions, poor strike quality, especially for counterfeit. Always compare against trusted references and consider third-party grading companies like PCGS or NGC for serious purchases. Here's how you can approach collecting. Start with circulated examples. Learn the grading scale. Always request clear photos before buying. Buy from trusted dealers or auction houses. And never let market hype drive your purchase. Some coins are priced higher than they're truly worth. But the 1964 to 1965 Pakistan 1 Paisa is a genuine rarity. All right, coin lovers, that's your deep dive into the 1 Paisa Pakistan coin for 1964 to 1965, a tiny aluminum coin with big collector value. Let's talk about the next coin, which is from 1965 to 1967. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece. The Pakistan 1 Paisa coin from 1965 to 1967. A coin that could be worth over $900 in the collector market. So make sure to stay until the end because we're covering history, value, grading, rarity, and trade secrets that every collector should know. First, let's talk basics. What is this coin? The 1 Paisa was a low-value denomination used in Pakistan after decimalization in 1961. But even though it might seem ordinary at first glance, one version from the mid-1960s has become a treasure for collectors worldwide. Obverse shows the crescent and star, symbolizing Pakistan's identity, while the reverse carries the denomination and year. To understand why this coin is valuable, we must understand its history. Pakistan decimalized its currency system in 1961, replacing old annas and pies with pesos. The 1 paisa first appeared as a small aluminum coin, very common. But from 1965 to 1967, minting conditions and errors produced versions with limited surviving specimens. These coins were struck during a period of national change, including the 1965 war with India, which makes surviving examples rarer and more desirable. Now let's examine the coin details. On the obverse, you'll see the star and crescent with the Urdu inscription denoting the country. On the reverse, the numeric one, the word Paisa, and the year. Pay close attention to the edge. These coins have a smooth edge, which matters when verifying authenticity. Now, the big question, why this coin can sell for over $900? Simple. Scarcity plus demand plus condition. Only a small number of perfectly preserved coins exist from that period. Most were circulated and got damaged. Collectors want high-grade pieces, especially MS65 and above. Coins with mint luster, no scratches, and sharp strike can fetch premium prices. Auction records show examples selling in the high hundreds, even over $900. Want to grade your coin? Here's a quick guide. Good. G heavy wear, details faded. Fine. F visible design, but worn. Extremely fine. XF light wear, most details visible. About uncirculated, AU minimal wear. Mint state, MS60, MS70 uncirculated with original luster. Only coins MS63 Plus are worth serious money, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC. Here's some top tips if you're hunting this coin. Always check for cleaning marks. They reduce value. Compare with authenticated examples online. Join coin forums to verify identity. Consider professional grading before selling. Let's talk about the next coin, which is from 1967 to 1973. Today, we're uncovering the story behind a remarkable Pakistani coin, the 1 Paisa from 1967 to 1973, currently valued at $830.30. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a rare find. Now, you might be asking, why is a 1 Paisa worth hundreds of dollars? Today we'll cover the history behind this coin, why certain dates are valuable, how condition affects price, how to authenticate and grade it, market demand, and selling tips. Let's take it back to the 1960s and early 1970s. Pakistan had just entered a new phase of nationhood. Coins were minted post-independence with symbolic designs representing culture, economy, and national identity. The 1 Paisa was one of the smallest denominations, used for everyday purchases like snacks or tea. But today, collectors value it far beyond face value. On the obverse front, you'll find the national emblem of Pakistan, wheat wreath, crescent, and star. The date appears below. On the reverse, typically a simple numeric 1 Paisa with decorative patterns. Minting details, metal composition, generally bronze or copper nickel depending on year, and edge design are critical for collectors. The interesting thing, this coin was minted in multiple years from 1967 until 1973. But not all dates are equal. Some years were produced in lower numbers. Variants exist with different mint marks, errors, or subtle design changes. Show close-ups of multiple dates and mark differences. Coin value is heavily tied to grading, from poor to mint state MS. For example, good G, 4 heavy wear, fine F, 12 moderate detail, extremely fine EF, 40 sharp features, uncirculated MS60 plus near perfect. A 1 Paisa in high mint state can fetch $830.30. That's the one we're reviewing today. Show grading comparison visuals with voiceover before paying big money. Always check weight and diameter. Look for consistent strike details. Compare with trusted auction photos. Beware of cleaning damage. Collectors prefer natural toning. If in doubt, send it to a professional coin grading service. So why $830.30? This value comes from recent auctions and collector demand. Condition, scarcity, and historical interest drive the price. Prices can fluctuate. Always check updated sales before buying or selling. Overlay recent auction screenshots or price chart animations. Serious collectors use eBay verified sellers, numismatic auction houses, local coin shows. Always check seller feedback and return policies. This coin is ideal for Pakistan history enthusiasts, world coin collectors, investors seeking rare pieces with strong demand. Let's talk about the next coin, which is from 1974 to 1979. Today we're diving into a tiny coin with a big story, the Pakistan 1 Paisa FAO coin from 1974 to 1979. Now, get this, some ultra-high grade versions of this coin are valued as high as $778.60. So what makes this little aluminum coin so special? Let's find out. First up, what is this coin? This is a 1 Paisa coin from the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It was issued in a set of FAO coins. FAO stand for the Food and Agriculture Organization, and these coins promote agricultural themes, which we'll talk about later. The coin was minted between 1974 and 1979 in Lahore, Pakistan, and was part of regular circulation until smaller Paisa denominations were eventually demonetized. It's made of aluminum, weighs less than a gram, and has a smooth edge. Nothing fancy at first glance, but stick with me, the details matter. Let's talk specs. Weight, around 0.60 to 0.75 g tiny. Diameter, 17 millimeters, about the size of dime. Composition, pure aluminum, no precious metal inside. Edge, smooth. These numbers make it a light and delicate coin, perfect for pocket circulation back in the 1970s. Let's take a close look at the design, because this is where the story gets interesting. On the obverse front, you'll see a crescent and star symbols from the national flag framing the Minari, Pakistan, an iconic monument in Lahore symbolizing Pakistan's history and identity. The Urdu script above translates to Government of Pakistan with the year below. On the reverse back, there's a cotton bloom graphic flanking the numeral 1. The Urdu inscription translates to increase production, a message tied back to Pakistan's agricultural economy and FAO themes. That agricultural messaging wasn't just decoration, it was part of a bigger initiative by FAO to promote food production and rural development in the 1970s. So what happened to this coin? Paisa coins like this one stopped being minted after 1979. And eventually, all Paisa coins, including the 1 Paisa, were withdrawn from legal tender in 2013. That means you can't use them at the store anymore, but for collectors, their history you can hold in your hand. Now to the big question, how can such a small aluminum coin be worth $778.60? Here's the deal, most of these coins trade for just a few dollars or less in typical circulated condition. Market guides show common values around 40 cents to $2 for most years, depending on grade. So where does $778.60 come from? That high figure only applies to extremely rare graded coins, those certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC in top mint state MS condition, with perfect strike and no wear. There are very few of these coins in perfect condition, aluminum scratches, and dents easily, so finding one that qualifies as a top-graded certified piece is incredibly rare. That's how the valuation can skyrocket into the high hundreds. If your coin is just worn in pocket change, it's not going to be worth that much, but if it's flawless, it might be worth a serious collector's premium. Here's what collectors look for when grading these coins. Sharp detail on Minari, Pakistan, and cotton bloom. Bright luster with minimal surface marks. No bends, scratches, or corrosion. Strong strike on both sides. If your coin checks those boxes, consider getting it professionally graded. It could make a huge difference in value. That wraps up our deep dive into the Pakistan 1 Paisa FAO coin. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin history and value videos. Got one of these coins in your collection? Drop a comment below with the year and condition. Let's talk value.